Welcome to the locker room. Coach Giggs here, and today's message, paying the price. Paying the price. With me here today in the locker room is no unfamiliar face to so many of you. I have Simon Arias here. Simon, good to have you here, baby.
What's up, Coach?
Good to have you here, stud. Anyway, Simon's going to talk about this subject because nobody can talk better about this than him. Simon, the subject today is paying the price. Talk to us about what it means to you to pay the price for success. What does it mean?
What it means to me is that, there's a price for everything in life. If we want a nicer television screen, then there's going to be a sacrifice, so to say, financially to get a bigger television screen. Well, in your personal life, what does your family look like? What does your home look like? What does your car look like? What does your dreams spiritual situation look like? Even spiritually, you have to pay a price. There's a price spiritually to pay a price to do what's right. It's always easier to do what's wrong than it is to do what's right, which takes a sacrifice in order to grow.
Okay. Tell me more about the sacrifice. When you say sacrifice to get a TV, to have success, maybe in our business, maybe in the business we're in, what kind of sacrifices must people make to be successful in life, in their careers?
Well, unfortunately, buzzwords, people use them as buzzwords sometimes, short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. But because we throw the word around so much, I think people don't understand the value, the true value of it is paying for a short period of time. To gain time, you have to pay time. So up front, I remember when I first started in this business, I was working 7 days a week. 70, 80-hour work weeks.
I remember you telling me this.
Mornings,
yeah.
Up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, up till midnight, and people thought that I was crazy. But now, the lifestyle that God has blessed me with is absolutely crazy. I travel, my family life is great, my spiritual situation is great. I'm able to bless so many people, family members, friends, kids from my old neighborhood. I'm able to impact these people because of the short-term sacrifice that I was able to make. So
for you, here you are, you're making these sacrifices, you're working around the clock, I'm sure, or maybe not in your case, you've got people around you, friends and all that are pulling you away from all of that. Meanwhile, you're making these sacrifices. What's causing you to make these sacrifices? What's deep down inside causes you to make them? Because I meet people like you and I see that you're willing to pay any price for success, and other people, they get a little bit of trouble and they bail out. What would you say to those people? What drives you to be so much willing to pay that price? Like I always tell people that I'm responsible to provide leadership to, is you have to find what your why is. What's your why? When you talk about paying the price, I was willing, there becomes a sacrifice. I was willing to sacrifice myself, short-term what I wanted, for the better long-term gain for my mother, for my future wife, for my future children, for my family. I had to, in essence, throw myself in the fire and take bullets, so to speak. I had to make a sacrifice for what I wanted to do. So it's your why. What is your why that keeps you? So your mom and providing her with a better life and providing you was your why as to why you were. Is there any other way to do it, or is that's what one has to have something strong to go after, right? Has to. And unfortunately, people want the end result. People want the same lifestyle. They want the same situation. People always wish, man, if I could only have your situation, if I could only have this, the people that I could help. But those things aren't created. You can't have that type of lifestyle or that type of situation without first giving up those small short-term sacrifices. So while other kids, I remember you telling me your friends were out partying and other people were doing other things, you were doing what? What were you doing? Working. I worked. That's it. Working constantly. And you worked with a smile on your face because your why was very, very strong. I've seen this current lifestyle the whole time. Not only the lifestyle for me, but the lifestyle that I'd be able to provide. Ooh, that's a whole other message. So you're saying is you had a strong vision of what you wanted to do and provide for, and then the sacrifices came because you knew exactly what you wanted, right? So you're saying behind this paying the price sacrifice is this thing that's driving you to live this life. So people have to have that. What advice would you give to me and to others as to how we can, as you said, live your life? Because you've obviously sacrificed, you're living a good life. What other advice would you give in this area of sacrifice to people? It's don't overlook, don't overcomplicate, the
what 1 year looks like, what 2 year looks like. I don't care if, people say I'm too old or I'm too young. If I'm 50 and I got to give 2 years of sacrifice, and that makes me 52, and I could live the next 52 years like a king, and be able to create a lifestyle for all the people that I provide leadership to, or go back and help communities of people and children and churches and different people by 2 years, 24 months of sacrifice. You can't even get an associate's degree in 2 years, but people won't work their tail off for 2 years to get a lifestyle that people couldn't dream of. So that would be my message.
First thing is
don't overlook what 2 years means. 2 years, go 2 years back, go 2 years forward. It's not that big of a difference when you compare it to the rest of your life.
Love it. Anything else in the area of sacrifice that you would advise people out there?
That's it. Simple. It's a simple process. Go to work.
Yeah, I like that. For those of you here in the message here, you heard it from Simon. Make the sacrifices, you'll live your best life. Thanks, Simon, for being here in the locker room.
Thanks, Coach.
You're awesome.
If you know someone you feel has a special story to tell or life to share, please email Eric directly and he will reach out to you and or this individual, even if you think this person is you. And by the way, if you've enjoyed and feel the Daily Locker Room has served as an inspiration in your life, why not share it with a friend by sending them the daily message?